Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing frighten you. All things are passing. God never changes, says Saint Teresa of Avila. My dear friends, today the Holy Catholic Church celebrates the feast day of Saint Teresa of Avila, a luminous figure of 16th century whose life continues to inspire countless souls in their journey towards holiness. Saint Teresa of Avila, also known as Saint Teresa of Jesus, who was born on March 28, 1515 in Avila, Spain, into a devout Catholic family. From a very early age, she showed signs of deep faith and determination and possessed a fervent desire to love and serve God. At the age of 20, she entered the Carmelite convent of the Incarnation in Avila. Though she initially struggled with illness and spiritual dryness, gradually, through perseverance in prayer and the grace of God, she underwent a profound spiritual conversion which became the turning point of her life. Deeply distressed by the worldliness and laxity within her convent, Teresa felt a very strong call from God to reform the Carmelite order. Despite strong opposition, despite misunderstanding, and despite even persecution, she courageously began the Carmelite reform, founding the Discarlet Carmelites, a branch of the order dedicated to a stricter, more contemplative way of life centered on prayer, austerity, and community rooted in simplicity. Saint Teresa of Avila founded 17 convents for women and several monasteries for men with the help of Saint John of the Cross, her spiritual companion and reformer. Saint Teresa of Avila's greatest contribution to the Church lies in her teaching on prayer and mystical life. Through her writing, she became one of the most influential spiritual teachers in Christian history, and her major works include, first of all, the life of Saint Teresa of Jesus. That is, her autobiography describing her spiritual journey. Secondly, the way of perfection, that is, a guide for spiritual and community life. Thirdly, the interior castle, that is her masterpiece illustrating the soul's journey towards union with God through 7 stages or mansions. Her deep understanding of the interior life, her insistence on mental prayer, and her conviction that God dwells within every human soul became central to Christian spirituality. She taught that true holiness comes not from extraordinary visions, but from humility, but from love and a sincere desire to do God's will. My dear friends, through these, Saint Teresa of Avila explained that the soul is like a castle with many rooms, and through prayer, one journeys inward towards the center, the dwelling place of God. She emphasized mental prayer, detachment, humility, and love as the pillar of the spiritual life. Saint Teresa's reform gave new vigor and spirit to religious life, especially the Carmelite order, restoring the spirit of prayer, simplicity, and community life. Her collaboration with Saint John of the Cross marked one of the greatest renewals of the monastic spirituality in the Church's history. In recognition of her spiritual wisdom and reformative zeal, Saint Teresa of Avila was declared a doctor of the Church by Pope Paul VI in 1970, the first woman ever to receive this title. Saint Teresa of Avila teaches us today that holiness is not reserved for a few, but is possible for all who seek union with God through sincere prayer and love. Her famous saying, "God alone suffices," which reminds us that amid the complexities of this modern world, true peace lies in interior stillness and trust in God's presence. Her life was not without struggle. She faced criticism, she faced illness, she faced misunderstandings, yet, my dear friends, she transformed her suffering into a school of love and perseverance. She shows us that authentic prayer leads to action and true contemplation blossoms into compassion. Her life challenges us to deepen our friendship with Jesus the Lord, to persevere in prayer even when we feel dryness and distractions, and to seek inner reform before outer change. In a world filled with noise, in a world filled with busyness, in a world filled with distraction, Saint Teresa's message is still timeless call to enter the interior castle of our soul, where God dwells quietly, waiting to commune with us in love. Saint Teresa of Avila, Doctor of the Church, Teacher of the Prayer, pray for us.